Hi, Mario Vittoni with another edition of Lifelines, Safety and Rescue at Sea. This week I was supposed to be talking about AIS versus EPIRB versus SARTs and that technology, but I kind of had to change gears because I got a lot of comments last week and I wanted to clear something up about the way we think about being safe on the water, because the last great gains to be made in boating safety is not about the electronics. We're doing pretty well. We're pretty well connected anymore, and boats are safer than ever. We're getting really good at guessing weather, or at least having a much better idea than they used to. And so the last great gains to be made in boating safety are about the way we think. It's about what goes on between our ears. And unless we clear that up, nothing else we can talk about, it really matters. And so this week we're talking about this idea of that boating self-reliance, that you're on your own out there and you have to take care of yourself. And this idea about blame. I often say that if anything goes wrong at sea, it's almost always the captain's fault. There are exceptions, of course. If you have a passenger who has like an undiagnosed case of appendicitis, you can't help that. And there's lots of situations like lightning strikes, or someone runs into you and it's totally their fault, and no matter what kind of a lookout you kept, you couldn't have avoided it. It's not about that kind of blame, but how you react to those situations is always going to be your fault. And the sailors of yore and that self-reliance that they had to take care of all problems was imposed on them. It's just the way it was. They couldn't call home. But things are different now. And you have to realize that self-reliance that's imposed is gone. Now, you're taking everybody on the beach with you now. That you can call for mayday, that you can call for help, that you can radio in, that you can call back home and let them know what's going on. These things invite everyone on the beach to come along with you on your self-reliant sailing trip. And so you have to keep that in mind, but you also have to bring with you this idea that everything, really, it's your fault. It's your responsibility out there to know how to take care of yourself and to have planned properly and to get ready to be out there separated from everyone so that you can handle the situations in the best way that they can be handled. So the post last week about being in a life raft and that being your fault if you're in a life raft and haven't called for rescue, that's the way it is. Sure, there's some weird, rare circumstance where you might just have to abandon ship immediately without any getting off of distress. But it's rare, and if you've prepared properly, you'll still know someone's on their way because you filed a good float plan, or you were on a radio guard, or you've done other things to cover yourself. So, listen, thanks for watching. Thanks for reading again this week. And we'll get back to things like EPIRBs and SARTs and radios and what you can do to be safer out there. But first, I want to make sure that you change the way you think. It's your fault out there. It's going to feel like your fault even if you think it isn't. So stay safe, keep it together up here, and I'll see you next week on another edition of Lifelines.